Hi creative friends, this is Soraya and thank you so much for being here. So I made a time-lapse video of me working on this orange paper and I posted it in my shorts, and I have allowed it to dry, gave it a couple of days, and I am looking at it with new eyes. This took a lot out of me, you guys, to work over top of this paper without covering, the entire face area with my dictionary pages or some other form of collage like I did in the first the first portrait I worked on this orange paper. Let me see if I can find it here. This one over here. So I put a dictionary page over here, and even though you can see some of the orange in the hair and the neck and the dress or shirt, I did not want to work with the orange. I tried to, but I got frustrated and I covered it up with a dictionary page. So that was kind of cheating, and I should not have done that. But that being said, I did learn a lot from doing that. So I am liking this a lot more. It was still very difficult for me to work over top of this orange because it's not a color that I like, that I gravitate towards, that I would think of using in my work. But now that it's here, and I gave it a minute to kind of just percolate, I guess, there's some things that I really am loving. Like, first of all, I'm loving the blue, the Stabilo blue, contrasted with the orange, because that is one of my favorite like color palettes, the complementary blue orange. Now normally I will go for a much more vibrant orange like this, but that being said, I'm really liking it, and there are some parts over here that the orange kind of peeks through that I am warming up to, I guess. So I love the shirt part where like all of this is orange here, and that's just the paper. Now I still have to figure out what am I going to do with the background. I don't know. I do like some of the orange in the hair, and I think I might be able to kind of pull it out, like to a point where I don't know if I'm gonna love it, but I think I'm kind of warming up to it. So yeah, but it did take a lot out of me, you guys, to work on it and then not cover it up, because like it was a time lapse, so I'm not talking, but like I was like, oh my god, I want to use my dictionary pages, but I did not. So I'm thankful that I did not. I am going to put another layer on this. And I think what this teaches me, you guys, is that a lot of times the things that are the most difficult teaches me, the best lessons, the ones that I really appreciate, because it's hard won. It's not, it doesn't come easy. And what I mean by that is, okay, just say I work on a color that I really love, like a red. I love that. I'm gonna learn from working on it, but I really love it. So the lessons that I learn are not going to be as much appreciated, and I don't think I'm going to learn as much as the ones where I just have to struggle and I go, oh my god, like this is so difficult, and maybe for somebody else they would love this orange. So this is all very personal, but I know for me this was a difficult one, you guys. Yeah, just very very hard to take this orange that is not in my visual language and make it such a huge actor in the piece, because that's what happens when you are working on a colored ground, whether it's black, whether it's gray, whether it's a color you like, whether it's a color you hate, whether it's a whatever value it is, whatever color it is, hue it is, intensity, whatever. When you work on a colored ground, you are making that hue, which includes the value, the tint, the intensity, etc., you are making that a huge actor in your piece. Because think about it, you know, it affects everything. It affects the colors you use, the values you use, the you know, the palette. So, you know, the combination of colors, because color is very relative. So it affects everything, and you're making it a huge actor, if I can say it that way. Yeah, so it is difficult to incorporate this color into my visual language, but you know, here I am learning from it and doing it, and I'm actually liking a lot of parts of it, you know. Now I'm not using the orange probably as efficiently as I could be, but I'm learning. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys, but here we are. And I'm gonna bring this up closer here in a minute, just so you can see, like, there are some beautiful things that are happening, honestly. I'm gonna try not to cover up too much of this orange, you guys, because I do want it to be a part of the piece. Now, I don't know what to do with the background. I don't think I want to leave it the way it is, but by the same token, I don't know what to do. I thought about it like a gray, but I don't know. That doesn't, I don't know. Orange and blue. I don't know if a blue would work. It might. The problem is if I put it on there and it doesn't work, I can't undo it. So I have to really kind of think about it. But so I hope that with this series of working on colored grounds, you guys, it's given you guys like a little bit of food for thought and maybe inspiration to work on a colored ground. Honestly, it's one of the best things you can do to strengthen your visual language, and just improve everything, your knowledge. Like, it's really the school, like the actual, you know, it's one thing to read a book, and then it's another thing to put that into practice. And when you're working on a colored ground, it's just like hardcore. Like, you're just really having to kind of really put all that knowledge about whatever you've learned about color theory and the color wheel and all of those things, you're putting it into practice, like in a way that it's hard to kind of replicate that kind of way of working. So I would totally recommend it. And even the parts like the ones that you think, oh, I totally messed up and I don't know what I'm doing, and it's okay. You know, yeah, it's okay to not know what you're doing. You're gonna learn is the point. That's the important part. You're gonna learn. And you know, you can go to like the dollar store, honestly, and they have these like different colored papers. Like, they're kind of big. You can buy a few different colors and cut them up to size, make a little art journal sketchbook, and you can work on that. You do not have to buy a sketchbook with colors on them, but you are going to learn so much, you guys, I promise you. So I'm gonna bring this up closer, and just so you can see, like, I do like the orange peeking through. I think that once it dries, I am gonna go in and add like, you know, I like a lot of this like lighter color here. I want to like give it more oomph, so I think I'm gonna put some more of my Liquitex burnt sienna, but I want this to completely dry. I don't know if I'll do a part 2 video of this, but if there's any interest, I will. I'm gonna think about what to do with the background. I don't know. I'm leaning towards blue, but I don't know yet. Anyways, you guys, if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you so much. I hope that this has been inspiring and it has given you kind of ideas about working on colored grounds. I promise you, this is one of the best ways working on any colored ground, black, gray, whatever color, fluorescent pink. It's one of the best ways to strengthen your visual language, your knowledge of color, and just a million other things. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.